Timely on Women's Day, there are reports that former President Trump is considering a woman as his running mate in the 2024 campaign. Axios reports that Mr. Trump is looking at 4 potential vice presidential candidates, including former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, if she doesn't get the presidential nomination herself. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders' name is also being thrown around. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem and former Arizona gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake, who is still fighting in the state of Arizona, contending for those election results. Let's bring in Niall Stanage, White House columnist for The Hill. Niall, we've talked about this. I told you, I don't know, months ago, that I said Nikki Haley is running for president, but she could be auditioning for vice president, too. Let's look at what the former president said about her speech, at CPAC this past weekend. He wrote alongside this photo, which doesn't show a lot of people in the chairs. Congratulations to Nikki Haley on drawing such a large crowd at CPAC. As I told her, Nikki, follow your heart. So some could say he was maybe digging on her or mocking her, but maybe he was just having fun because they do have a relationship. He's mentored her. Maybe he's just giving her a good old-fashioned ribbing, as my grandparents would say. So what do you think? Do you think that she's the best contender out of those 4 women?
She is, I would say, the most conventional choice because she would bring things to the ticket that former President Trump doesn't. And that's traditionally the role of a vice presidential pick. It's the yin to the yang, so to speak. So she's a less angry figure. She seeks to broaden the appeal of the party. She's obviously representative of a different generation. She does, and you and I have mentioned this before, have a few strikes against her with President Trump, former President Trump and his team, though. She didn't support him in 2016. She was very critical of him after January the 6th. And, of course, she did say that she wouldn't run against him if he contested the nomination. So those are pretty serious strikes.
It might feel like another repeat on the Republican side of Biden and Harris, because as we saw with that contest, things changed very quickly once she was the vice president. But Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, I'm kind of surprised because clearly she was his press secretary between 2017 and 2019. She just was elected the first woman governor and the youngest governor in the country for the state of Arkansas. So she has a good spot right now. She's yet to endorse Trump, and it seems like it would be too early for her to leave that seat.
It would seem like it on the surface, but of course, people don't always need a long time in elected office before elevating themselves. I mean, look at former President Obama, who had been a state senator only a very short time before. I do think Sarah Huckabee Sanders, she's kind of the getting the band back together option in a way, isn't she? She's so identified with the first Trump administration, where she served as press secretary for 2 years. She was, I would say, Adrienne, personally quite well liked by the White House press corps, even among very fierce battles over policy. But whether that does her any good or not with the former president is another matter, given his attitudes toward the media.
Well, 30 seconds. Kristi Noem, I don't want to leave her out. South Dakota's governor. What do you think about her? Because, I mean, Kari Lake would be pretty risky right now. She's still very contentious in the state of Arizona over their gubernatorial election. But what about Miss Noem?
I think Kristi Noem is the underrated choice of the 4. She's more charismatic than Sanders. She's more loyal than Nikki Haley. She's not as out there as Kari Lake. If you were buying stock in possible VP contenders, I think you should purchase some Kristi Noem stock.
All right, Niall, thank you very much. Great perspective as always. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.